and without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now, without further delay, we're going to take you to the field where Tim Parrish is going to bring you the pregame show and the play-by-play. Enjoy the game and go Lumberjacks! And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here at the St. Mary's Potlatch-Deltic Fields as we get set for day 2 of Lumberjack Baseball action as your Lumberjack varsity hosting the Kellogg Wildcats. First pitch coming up at 2 o'clock for the Central Idaho League matchup. And the JV will play after this game today. I think that's scheduled for about 4 o'clock. So a little bit of action going on out here this afternoon. If you can make it out to cheer on the varsity or JV teams, definitely do so. We will have live coverage of varsity action, not only right here on KOFE 1240 AM, but also on our YouTube audio channel. And as long as our Sideline HD cooperates with us, we'll have it on there as well. Doing the best we can to get the shot through the fence of the field. So if you are watching on there, it may not be perfect, but it is something. So there is that. I think that is about it for baseball action this week. I think the next games are next Monday. Boys and girls will be hosting Priest River for the double headers. So if I'm correct, I think that's what the schedule shows. So things could change. We know spring sports are a little bit wild sometimes depending on weather. So we'll try to keep you as updated as possible of those schedules. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with more of the countdown to tip-off after this, or the countdown to the first pitch from Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's. Tim Parrish here at Potlatch-Deltic Fields as we get set for Lumberjack Baseball, hosting the Kellogg Wildcats for Central Idaho League matchup. Take another quick look at our Central Idaho League standings. Not much has changed. I think St. Mary's is the only team that played yesterday, and Grangeville. So Orofino still sitting on top of the CIL standings with a 3-0 league record, 6-0 overall. Their last game was a win over Kellogg 12-2 back on the 27th. They will be hosting Clearwater Valley on the 8th. And then you go down to the Priest. They were 4th in the Idaho Sports Power rankings. Then you go down to the Priest River Spartans, who are 3-0 in league play, 5-0 overall. Their last game was a 5-1 win over Grangeville. They will host Newport out of Washington today. They are 8th in the Idaho sports rankings. St. Mary's comes into today's game with a 1-0 league record after a win over Grangeville yesterday with a 1-1 overall record. They beat the Bulldogs yesterday 7-0 in 7 innings, and they will host Kellogg today, and then they will be hosting Priest River on the 13th, which is Monday, in a doubleheader according to the schedule online. St. Mary's currently sits 13th in the Idaho Sports Power rankings. Kellogg comes into today's game with an 0-3 league record, 0-9 overall. They lost to Clearwater Valley by a score of 17-4 yesterday. And they, of course, are here in St. Mary's today. They sit 21st in the Idaho sports rankings. Grangeville, 0-4 in league play, 1-5 overall. They lost to St. Mary's yesterday, 7-0. And they will be at a Glens Ferry Wood Bat tournament on the 10th and the 11th. They currently sit 14th in the Idaho Sports Power rankings. Taking a look at the top 5 in the Idaho Sports Power rankings, you've got Salmon, Melba, Firth, Orofino, and Wendell in the top 5. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to the first pitch right after this.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories, like Brett on the way to his wedding when a flat tire left him stranded. The clock was ticking, his bride waiting. He made one call, and a Les Schwab service truck was there to save the day. Brett was back on the road and off to say, I do. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires, our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware, the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Tim Parrish back here at Potlatch Deltic Fields at St. Mary's High School as we get set for Lumberjack Baseball. Central Idaho League action as the Lumberjacks host the Kellogg Wildcats. Taking a look at some other high school sports for St. Mary's. The softball team is currently 0-1 in league play, 1-2 overall. Had a tough game last week against Kellogg where they lost 23-1 and committed about 15 to 16 errors in that contest. They will be, according to the schedules, hosting Priest River on Monday, looking to bounce back with a doubleheader against the Spartans. And then they will look to get redemption against Kellogg on Tuesday in Kellogg with a doubleheader up in Kellogg for softball action. The track team today is on the road to Kamei, so we want to wish them good luck in their track meet up in Kamei. And golf, they went over to Pinehurst yesterday in Kellogg. Zeke Watts tied for second place. He's finished with a score of 81 yesterday. And the girls, they placed second at the Pinehurst golf match that they had yesterday. So congratulations to to Zeke and to the girls on their placement at that tournament. If that's might not be what it's called, but golf match. Anyways, we got the Wildcats doing their innie outie. A gorgeous afternoon, about 61 degrees with the wind blowing kind of out of the west and a few clouds rolling around, but overall still a pretty nice day for some baseball action. So if you're not doing nothing, head on out. First pitch will be at 2:00. We'll be back with more the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to first pitch after this.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Mitchell Excavation in Fernwood is a proud supporter of Lumberjack Sports. For all of your road building, site preparation needs, call Mitchell Excavation, 208-245-1160. Whether ditch digging for plumbing and electrical or home site preparation, Mitchell Excavation is the place to call. That's Mitchell Excavation in Fernwood, 208-245-1160. Mitchell Excavation says, go Lumberjacks!
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawah, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work, M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric. Yeah, we are back. Tim Parrish here at Potlatch Deltic Fields, getting ready for the Lumberjack Baseball. The Lumberjacks hosting the Wildcats of Kellogg. Umpires are here, just coming down the path down to the field. So you never know. They sometimes will get these things going a little bit early if everybody's ready to go. Take a quick look at the Lumberjacks yesterday as they came away with a 7-0 win over the Bulldogs from Grangeville. St. Mary's didn't necessarily light the day on fire with batting. They only batted 136. It is only the second game of the season, so some for the Lumberjacks. So batting sometimes can get a little slow as you're getting used to that live pitching. Daniel Jensen did bat over 500 or batted 500 yesterday. Cody Mitchell also batted 500, and Sawyer Nantel was at 333 for the game. St. Mary's had 7 runs on 3 hits, 1 RBI, and the Lumberjacks did strike out 13 times yesterday. Doing the pitching duties, going all 7 innings yesterday was Will Durham, the senior. He had an earned run average of 0. There were no earned runs, no runs period for the Bulldogs. Durham faced 27 batters. He had 17 strikeouts, no walks, 2 hit by pitch, 19 first pitch strikes yesterday, and 8 first pitch balls. So a very effective day for Durham on the mound. Fielding, St. Mary's was at 920. They had just 2 errors, 21 putouts, 2 assists in the game. So they played fairly effective yesterday, and they were without at least a couple of players yesterday, and I think Amato Stewart still isn't back yet. One of their guys, the Stewart, actually both Stewarts. So we'll see. I know we have one other guy that didn't play yesterday that's starting today, and we'll give you that lineup here in a bit. But that is a look at that, and I am missing somebody over on first base, and it might be Jordan Hammond, so I have to double check. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the Kellogg Wildcats. And once we're all done with that, then we'll take a break until we get ready for the first pitch. The Wildcats come into today's game having a little bit of a tough opening to their season. 0-3 in league play, 0-9 overall. Head coach, according to IdahoSports.com, is David Carlisle. The Wildcats were 3-9 last year in league play, 3-16 overall. They did graduate 7 seniors last year off their roster, and they returned, it looks like, just 4 players from last year. All 4 of those players are seniors. The Wildcats are just batting 187 on the season. They've got 24 runs on 26 hits, 18 RBIs, 3 doubles. They've struck out 56 times, walked 28 times, and hit by pitch 14 times. Their fielding percentage, .731. They've had 156 total chances with 95 putouts, 19 assists, and 42 errors. In the pitching stats, they have an overall earned run average of 16.3, 65 hits, 125 runs allowed, with 74 of them being earned runs, 63 walks, 25 strikeouts, 13 hit batters, 1 home run, and 52 stolen bases. So that's a look at the Kellogg Wildcats. The umpires are meeting, the coaches are meeting at home plate. We'll take one more quick break and come back with, well, let's not actually do that. I need to make sure. We will take a quick break, then we'll come back with the starting lineups. For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today. The name says it all. Taco About It. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco About It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from XXX Feeds. Taco About It has too many tacos to list, so you will just have to try them all. Call in your order 208-582-8533, or just stop by. Talk About It, located across the street from XXX Feeds in St. Mary's. When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community. the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community, whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need. The Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, "Go Lumberjacks." If you know which side of a saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. And we are back as the meeting at home plate is done. Both teams are with their coaches at the moment. St. Mary's, of course, will be in the outfield first. And taking a look at the defense for St. Mary's, Daniel Jensen, the freshman, will be on the mound to get things started. Santana Jensen, his brother, behind home plate. Over at first base, you got Jordan Hammond. Second base is Sawyer Nantel. Over at third, it's Harlan Baker. Shortstop is Peyton Lingo. In left field, it's Will Durham. In center, you got Chris Brousseau. And over in right, it's Cody Mitchell. Leadoff for the Wildcats will be Gage. Let's just go through the batting lineup for the Wildcats. We've got a little bit of time as they get the warm-up pitches in. Got Gage Nosworthy, the catcher. He'll be batting first. Maddox Allen in the number 2 slot. He's the second baseman. Preston Grasscamp in the number 3 spot. He's the shortstop. Then you got the number 8 of Parker Hayden in that number 4 slot. He is the right fielder. Number 23, Alex Cassidy, the designated hitter, in the number 5 slot. Henry Larson, number 2, the pitcher. He is in the number 6 slot. Number 18, Levi Brown, the first baseman, in that number 7 slot. Number 13, Bob Litico, the left fielder, in the number 8 slot for the Wildcats. And rounding out their lineup, the senior of number 3, it is center fielder Radley McDonald. A couple of more warm-up pitches once again. Nice looking pitch from the freshman. Once again, a nice day, about 65 degrees. Feels a little bit cooler with the breeze. Got some clouds floating through. But overall, once again, some nice spring weather for some baseball action. Couple of more warm-up pitches from Jensen. Looked like the softball field might just about be ready to go as well for Monday. We might have all of our spring sports for softball and baseball playing on the same field on Monday when the Lumberjacks host Priest River. Last throwdown after the warm-up, and we're ready to see that first batter. It'll be Gage Nosworthy. As he is a senior, he'll step to the plate with a batting average of .364 on the season. On deck for the Wildcats will be Maddox Allen. Maddox, also a senior. Maddox batting .364 as well for the Wildcats. Wait for that first pitch to come in from Daniel Jensen. He's going to take it, lines it up, throws it in a little bit high and inside over the head of Nosworthy. Ball 1. Nosworthy batting left-handed. Next pitch misses a bit high in the zone for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Nosworthy. Daniel gets his signals from his brother behind home plate. The 2-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to be way up high. And that one's Gonna be a foul. Ball 3. Got to fix the old camera position for the stream. 3-0 pitch on the way from Jensen. That one just a tad high for ball 4. So that puts a runner on first for the Wildcats with no outs. Brings up Maddox Allen. He's a senior, again, batting .364 on the year. On deck will be Grasscamp. In the hole is Parker Hayden. First pitch to Allen. On the way. There's a called strike 1. Nice pitch that time by Jensen. Oh, 1 pitch. No, they're going to try to pick off over to first. Very close. Almost caught Nosworthy far enough off the bag to get him. Oh, 1 count to Allen. Daniel Jensen going to throw it back over there again. Can't quite get it there in time that time. Keeping Nosworthy honest on the bag over there at first. Allen steps back into the box. Jensen takes a look over to first base. Nosworthy gets his lead off. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Runner's going to take off. They're going to have to throw down to second. Not going to get there in time. So runner at second base. No outs. 0-2 count to Maddox Allen now. Top of the first, no score here in St. Mary's. Wildcats, Lumberjacks. The pitch on the way. That one's going to be a wild one. It'll get away from Santana, and it'll be ball 1. Wild pitch will advance Nosworthy over to third. So it's a 1-2 count to Allen now. Runner on third base with no outs. Jensen's pitch on the way. That one's high and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Allen. Two-two pitch. That one misses high and outside. Runs the count full. 3-2 to Allen. See if Jensen can finish it off. He had him down in the count early. Maddox has worked his way back into the count. 0-3. That's going to be a called strike 3. Catches that outside part of the corner in the upper area of the zone and is going to get Maddox looking. Brings up Grasscamp. He is also a senior, batting .222 on the season for the Wildcats. 1 out. Runner on third for Kellogg. On deck is Parker Hayden. Outside corner, strike 1 called to Grasscamp. Next pitch on the way. Low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good placement by Jensen on that one. Just had it a little bit too low in the zone. Next pitch is going to be up high. Two balls and a strike. I think we lost our stream, so I got to see if I can get that reset. That next pitch is going to be a called strike. 2-2 count. Next one is fouled off. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. I believe it's a 2-2 count still. I don't think I missed a pitch. I think we lost our stream for a minute, though. That one is going to be hit hard out into left field. Coming over to try to get the ball is William Durham. He can't quite track it down, and Grasscamp will have a RBI triple on the big hit up to left field. Nice hit by Grasscamp. 1 out, 1 run across for the Wildcats. That will bring up Parker Hayden, the number 8. Parker is a senior, batting just 167 on the season, though. On deck is Cassidy, the DH. In the hole is Larson. First pitch, low and outside for ball 1 to Hayden. A little bit wild on that pitch. Jensen Santana did a good job of getting it down. Going to get a swing to miss. The next pitch by Hayden for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Parker Hayden. 1-1 pitch is going to be up and foul. Oh, losing that in the sun was Santana. Jensen couldn't quite find it to make the catch for the out. It'll be a foul ball, strike 2. 1-2 count now to Jensen, or to Hayden. I think that ball got hit pretty high up there in the air. Everybody reset. 1-2 pitch is high for ball 2. 2-2 count now to Hayden. Two pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that'll be the second out. That'll bring up Alex Cassidy for the Wildcats. He's a sophomore, batting 1.8. No, that's Levi Brown. Alex Cassidy's a sophomore. I don't have a batting average for him. Cassidy's the designated hitter for the Wildcats. On deck for Kellogg is Larson. Oh, that first pitch will be inside, hit him in the leg. He'll be on at first with the bases, not bases, but with runners at the corners. Now that'll bring up the pitcher, Larson. Larson, a junior for the Wildcats, batting .235 on the season. He has 5 runs on 4 hits. On deck is Levi Brown. 2 outs, runners at the corners for the Wildcats. 1 run across. First pitch, a little bit high for ball 1. One 0 count to Larson. Next pitch. Called strike down the middle on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Larson. One pitch on the way. That one misses outside. 2-1 count now to Larson. Wildcats have Grasscamp over at third, Cassidy at first. Both of them take their leads. Jensen takes a look over to first. Now the stretch, the pitch on the way. Nice looking pitch. Catches the corner. Strike 2. 2-2 count now to Larson. Two pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that will retire the sides. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. 2 left on base for the Wildcats. And the score is 1-0 in favor of Kellogg in the top of the first. And we'll get you a lineup when we come back for both teams in the bottom of the first. Spring has sprung, and Triple X Speeds in St. Mary's is ready to fulfill your spring needs. Fruit trees, shade trees, berry bushes are in stock and just waiting for you to plant them in your yard. Triple X Speeds also has lawn and gardening supplies, including seeds. And before I forget, the chicks are in. And new batches arrive every Friday now through the beginning of June. Triple X is also your 4-H headquarters for market turkeys. Stop by and talk to Nancy today. Triple X Feeds, 130 East College Avenue, St. Mary's. And you won't talk to Nancy anymore over at Triple X Feeds as she retired. Hayden Humphrey, Josephine Humphrey, those are the ones you would talk to over there, as well as their wonderful staff at Triple X Feeds. So, pitching for the Wildcats is going to be Henry Larson. Larson is, let's see here, got an earned run average of 8.80 on the season. Behind home plate is Nosworthy. That's Gage Nosworthy. Over at first base is Levi Brown. Second base is Maddox Allen. Third base is Caden Keller. Shortstop is Preston Grasscamp. Left field, Bob Glitticoat. Center field, Radley McDonald. And in right field, Parker Hayden. Leading off for the Lumberjacks will be Peyton Lingo. On deck will be Daniel Jensen. In the hole will be William Durham. And the 4 through 9 batters, Chris Brousseau, Santana Jensen, Jordan Hammonds, Harlan Baker, Sawyer Nantel, and Cody Mitchell. A couple of more warm-up pitches for Larson. Brian Cravens, one of the base coaches for St. Mary's, heads down to first base. Brian Lounsbury will set at third. Cravens and Tucker Baker take turns over at first base. The Wildcats put up one run in the top of the first. See if St. Mary's can answer back here in the bottom of the first. Lumberjacks scored 3 runs in the first inning yesterday against Kellogg or against Grangeville. First pitch to Lingo, swung on and hit out into left field. Will it drop? It's going to be almost to the fence. It pops over the fence. Is that a home run? It is a double because it bounced over. So it's I thought it bounced. So a nice hit to get things started for Peyton Lingo. Hit that thing hard out into left field. Brings up Daniel Jensen for the Lumberjacks. Had a nice hit out into center field yesterday afternoon. On deck is William Durham for St. Mary's. In the hole is Chris Brousseau. Tying run represented at second base for the Jacks. Larson gets his signals, checks over to second base. Looks back in, the pitch. Thought about swinging but didn't, and it's going to be low for ball one. It's going to be a passed ball that's going to get Lingo over to third base. So anything hit deep out into center field or in anywhere out into the outfield should score a run for the Lumberjacks on a tag up. 1-0 count to Jensen. Larson, the pitch on the way. That one's high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes now. Two-0 count to Jensen. Henry Larson looking to third, checks the bag. The pitch is on the way, low and outside. And quickly up in the count is Jensen, 3-0 to Larson. Larson looks in, gets his signals from Nosworthy. Pitch on the way. That's going to be hit deep into center field. And it's going to be caught. Tagging up and coming in is going to be Lingo. And that was a nice poke by Daniel Jensen. Call it almost a sacrifice fly, honestly. Will Durham steps to the plate for St. Mary's, takes a first pitch strike from Larson. On deck is Chris Brousseau. The Lumberjacks put 1 run across. We are tied up 1 apiece here in the bottom of the first inning. Next pitch, that's going to be dinged out into center field. Is it going to carry? It is. And it's going to go to the fence for a double at least for Durham. He's going to round second, heading to third. and he'll be in standing up on the throw. They're going to send him home as the error to third base on the throw, and he's going to get all the way in on the error. So we'll call it a triple out to center field. Then an error on the throw in. And the Lumberjacks put 2 runs across here in the bottom of the second to take the 2-1 lead with just 1 out. It'll bring up Chris Brousseau with Santana Jensen on deck. In the hole is Hammonds. First pitch to Brousseau on the way. Going to catch the outside corner for a called strike 1. Oh, 1 count. Larson looks in, set the pitch on the way, and he's going to take a swing at that one to pop that one up foul over the top. 0-2 count. Brousseau down in the count here. Now he has to protect at the plate. Larson says yes to Nosworthy. Sets up on the rubber, the pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss, strike 3, and the Lumberjacks have 2 outs. Nobody on, 2 runs across here in the bottom of the second. Junior Santana Jensen steps to the plate. On the hole, on deck is Hammonds, in the hole is Baker. First pitch to Jensen. Nice little curve ball, strike 1. Jensen wanted to kind of take a look and see the placement, see what he can expect from Larson. Now he's down 0-1 in the count. Larson, the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Big cut by Jensen. Got that hand wrapped. He took a little bit of a whack to his palm of his hand thumb yesterday. Going to get a swing and a foul ball. I think that one came off of his foot. 0-2 still the count for Santana. Not only does he got a sore thumb, but he's also got a sore foot now. 0-2 count to Jensen as he battles here in his at-bat. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Up high, ball 1, 1-2 count to Jensen. Larson says yes to Nosworthy's call. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Big swing, nice pitch from Larson. A little bit behind it, strike 3 as Jensen goes down swinging. 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's takes a 2-1 lead over the Wildcats going into the top of the second. And it will be Levi Brown, Bob Litticoat, and Radley McDonald, the 7, 8, 9 batters, up when we return.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Joe Oil isn't just a fuel delivery company. They provide a much larger service than most people realize. St. Joe Oil can sell you a brand new Toyo oil stove and install it for you, and also keep your oil tank full. Not only that, St. Joe Oil plays a very critical role in our local industries. From logging to farming, St. Joe Oil keeps the fuel tanks full. From heating oil to off-road diesel and everything in between, call St. Joe Oil 208-245-2123. That's 208-245-2123. St. Joe Oil. And we are back here at Potlatch Deltic Fields. Top of the second inning, St. Mary's leads the Wildcats by a score of 2-1. Levi Brown steps to the plate for Kellogg. Levi, a sophomore, batting 182 on the year. On deck is Bob Litticoat. Bob is a senior. He bats 182. And then the bottom of the order is Radley McDonald, a senior, batting 167. First pitch, I believe I was given numbers, so I missed it. But I think it was ball one low to Brown. Jensen, pitch on the way. High, maybe a tad outside. 2 balls, no strikes, I believe it is, to Brown. Oh, a 2-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to catch the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike now to Brown. Daniel needs to get one more strike to even the count up. 2-1 pitch on the way. That's going to catch that same outside corner. That one was just a little bit higher in the zone. Evens the count at 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Oh, gonna ring him up on that outside corner. Levi not really, I could tell he wasn't agreeing with that call. Took a look down to his coach and then headed over to the dugout. That one, I'm not directly behind home plate, but that one did seem like it might have been a little bit further outside. Brings up Liddicoat. He's going to swing at that first pitch and hit it out into left field. He'll get on the base for the Wildcats. Nice line drive hit. William Durham keeps it in front of him, pulls it in. Runner on first for the Wildcats. Brings up senior Radley McDonald batting that number 8 slot, or number 9 slot. Good to see him back out on the sports fields. He came in late, got to play a little bit of basketball at the end of the season. That one's going to be inside, and that one hit him. So Radley will earn his spot on the bag with a hit by pitch. Said Radley missed his football season this year as he is still recovering from an injury from last year. So runners at first and second for the Wildcats. Brings back the top of the order Nosworthy. He walked his first at bat, the lefty. Pitch from Jensen. He's going to square up to Nosworthy squares up to bunt. He's going to hit that foul. Trying to advance those runners at least one base with a sacrifice bunt, but lays it out of bounds. 0-1 count to Nosworthy. On deck is Allen. Daniel Jensen checks the bags. A pitch on the way. That one caught, I think, the shin of the umpire. Pretty sure it's a ball. Wild pitch will get the runner on second over to third. So Liddicoat on third. Runners at the corners for the Wildcats. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nosworthy. Next pitch. That's popped up, foul and out of play. That one landed with the goats that are watching the game from over here behind us. 1-2 count to Nosworthy. 1-2 pitch on the way. He took a swing at that one. That one kind of rose up high. He ended up fouling that one off. Lucky he got a piece of it. That one went up and over the backstop here somewhere, back towards the high school gym. Count is still 1-2 to Nosworthy. Next pitch on the way. That one comes across low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nosworthy just barely let up on swinging at that one. 2-2 pitch on the way. Inside corner, and that'll be strike 3 as he's going to freeze Nosworthy in the batter's box and catch him looking. 2 down, runners at the corners for the Wildcats. Brings up Maddox Allen. Maddox caught looking in his first at bat. On deck is Grasscamp, the shortstop. Allen took a look down to his coach down third baseline, got the signal from him, what he wants him to do. Swing and a foul tip on that first pitch will be strike 1. Wind picking up again, blowing pretty good out of the west. Cloud coming over. 0-1 pitch on the way. That is hit out into center field and coming up. No, Nantel can't quite pull it in. I'm not going to call that an error. I'm going to call it a single. It wasn't really a easy routine play. Kind of a soft line drive out to center field. Tying run comes across. Go ahead run is McDonald at third with 2 outs. First pitch, that one looked good, but I think they called it a ball. Still 2 outs, of course. Runners at the corners, and that's Grasscamp up. Got to watch out for Grasscamp. He hit a nice triple on his first at bat. Now he's going to foul off down the first baseline. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Preston. Jensen looks in, checks the bag, sets up on the rubber. 1-1. Nope, he's going to try the throw over to first. Not in time. Is Allen able to dive back to the bag? Jensen again checks over to first base. Really surprised they tried that and they didn't take off from third. That pitch is low and outside for ball 2. Nice stop by Santana Jensen behind home plate. 2-1 count to Grasscamp. Two-one pitch on the way. A swing and a miss on that one. Runs the count to 2-2. Jensen up to 46 pitches through 2 innings. Larson, although he gave up a couple of runs, had a pretty efficient 15-pitch inning. That one misses outside just a little bit. Runs the count full, 3-2. On deck will be Parker Hayden if Grasscamp gets on. That'll be a swing, a ground ball. First base throw is in time. Jensen bobbled down for a second, able to recover, get the throw to first, and to retire the sides. The Wildcats do come up with 1 run to go to tie things up on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. The score into the bottom of the second. It is the Wildcats 2, the Lumberjacks 2, and we are at the number 6 batter with Jordan Hammonds, Harlan Baker, Sawyer Nantel, the next 3 up when we return.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
And we are back here at Potlatch Deltic Field. St. Mary's and the Wildcats tied up here in the bottom of the second inning. Jordan Hammonds to the plate for St. Mary's. On deck is Harlan Baker, and the hole is Sawyer Nantel. Hammond's going to swing at that first pitch from Larson, and it'll be fouled back for strike 1. Oh, 1 count to Hammonds. Next pitch on the way. That was a nice looking pitch, tailed off kind of at the end there. 0-2 count to Hammonds. Larson, a little bit of movement on that ball. 0-2 count on the way. Oh, that one was up high, but he got him chasing it to try to protect his at pat, and he's going to strike out swinging. That'll bring up Harlan Baker, the third baseman. On deck, Sawyer Nantel. In the hole is Cody Mitchell. Larson's first pitch to Baker on the way. Inside, ball one. One 0 pitch on the way. High and outside, ball two. Baker currently in control of the at bat. 2-0 pitch on the way from Larson. That is going to be swung on and hit into right field, and it's going to get past the right fielder all the way to the fence. Baker to second, cross the second, headed to third, and he'll come in on a stand-up triple. Oh, an error on the throw in. Baker's going to try to make it in. Oh, his coaches, they had a. That ball didn't get quite as far out as they thought it was. What a great hit turned into an out in the end. So that'll be 2 outs. Brings up Nantel. First pitch is a strike. 2 outs, nobody on for the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks almost retook the lead there. That next pitch is going to be low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sawyer. On deck is Mitchell if Nantel can get on. Larson looks in, gets his signals from Nosworthy, sets up the 1-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball chopper down to the second baseman. He's going to bobble it, and he just beats out the throw to first. We'll call that an error on the second baseman on the grounder. As Sawyer just beats the throw as Maddox Allen bobbled that ball just a little bit as it came to him. Right at the edge of the dirt on the infield. So that brings up Cody Mitchell, bottom of the order, his first at bat. First pitch from Larson on the way. That one's going to miss for ball one on the outside low. They're going to try the pickoff over to first. Nantel back on the bag in time. 1-0 count to Mitchell. Nantel gets his lead off first. Larson looks in. The pitch on the way. Oh, got him to chase one there. That pitch caught him off guard. I think it was a little bit of a changeup or curveball. Mitchell swung late at that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Some good movement on that ball from Larson on that one. He takes a look over to first base, making sure Nantel's not too far away. Now sets up, pitch on the way, low and inside. 2-1 count to Mitchell. It'll be to the top of the order to Lingo if Mitchell gets on base. 2 outs, runner on first here in the bottom of the second. Things are all tied up, 2 apiece. Both teams each have 3 hits. Next pitch. Swing, ground ball, going to get it out there towards that second baseman. And beating the throw is Mitchell to first, and that's not an error. That's a good single. That ball was not hit super hard. The second baseman had to come in on it, kind of charge it and play that ball to get to it, and it allowed Mitchell just enough time to get to first base, and he's not quite necessarily the fastest guy out on the field for the Lumberjacks. So runners at first and second. Peyton Lingo hit a double into right field in his first at bat, or left field. That's going to be a passed ball down low. Both runners will move ahead of bag for St. Mary's. Actually, I think I'm getting this backwards. I think that's right field, left field. 1-0 pitch to Lingo. Up high. 2-0 count to Peyton. Two-0 pitch on the way. That one will be fouled back. 2 balls and a strike now to Lingo. Mitchell takes a big lead off of second base. Pitch on the way. Chopping ground ball down to third base line. Everybody's going to get back in time. The throw to first is going to be, I'm going to have to call that an error as it was right there. It would have been close. Oh, Mitchell's got to stay. He can't take that many bags on that. So he goes back, but a run does come across. They're going to let Mitchell come in.
Where is that? Ready. So we're
So 2 runs across for St. Mary's extends their lead 2-4 or 4-2. Umpires are talking real quick, see if they are going to let. Okay, so they let Mitchell come in. That was an error on the Wildcats. They have 4 errors in this contest so far. 2 outs. It's been kind of a 2-out rally for the Lumberjacks. Runner on second. That is Lingo. First pitch to Jensen, which he flew out his first at bat to center field, but he did have an RBI on it. Comes across low for ball 1. Could have been probably put in as a sacrifice fly. 1-0 count to Jensen. Next pitch. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes from Larson. Larson sitting at 34 total pitches. Next pitch. Called strike right down the boulevard on that one. 2-1 count to Jensen. Jensen thought about swinging at it too. Lingo takes his lead off. Next pitch. Inside. That might have been just a tad high. 3-1 count now to Daniel. Oh, umpire said 2-1. Next pitch. That'll be a nice line drive into right field. Coming around to try to score is Lingo, and he will come in standing up. Jensen's going to slide into second safe. Nice slide. Got kind of lucky that ball got past the second baseman. It's been a 3-run rally by Lumberjacks here with 2 outs. And now the coach for the Wildcats is going to bring in his infield and go have a visit to the mound. I don't know if he's making a pitching change at this point, but we'll take that time to let you know you're listening to Lumberjack Baseball on 1240 KOFE AM in St. Mary's. We also have our YouTube audio stream, and as long as it's working correctly, we have our Sideline HD stream that we put to our Facebook page that includes video, and it is hit or miss sometimes of how well it stays working. So right now it just said that it's reconnecting, so we'll see what happens. Of course, our internet is not the greatest right here at below the ball field. It brings up Durham with 2 outs. He's going to tap that one out into center field. coming up to make the catch and can't do it is Bradley McDonald. That ball is going to be knocked down, though. And Durham is safe at first. And I think that's going to be an RBI. I think it's an error, but it's still going to be an RBI. So I think McDonald had that pop out of his glove. Four runs across for the Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the second inning. All four of those runs have been with two outs. Chris Brousseau to the plate. That one's down low for ball one. Brousseau was caught, struck out swinging his first at bat. Kind of a wild pitch on that ball one will send Durham over to second. 1-0 count to Brousseau. On deck for Lumberjacks is Santana Jensen. Next pitch swung on. That's popped up. Fly ball on the infield. Grasscamp calling for it, and he's going to make the catch. Almost lost that ball in the air there, but is able to get it. And the Wildcats finally able to stop the bleeding and end the inning. It's a 4-run inning for the Lumberjacks on 3 hits, 4 errors by Kellogg. 1 left on base. Into the top of the third, St. Mary's has a 6-2 advantage, and we will have Parker Hayden, Alex Cassidy, and Henry Larson coming up next for Kellogg.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. There's a new shop on Main Street in St. Mary's. It's a gift shop. It's a home decor shop. It's a jewelry shop. It's a shop of Bare Necessities. Bare Necessities Trading Company is located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's and has just about anything you could think of. From rocks and minerals to specialty foods, knives, and handcrafted soaps and lotions, there really is too much to list. So stop by Bare Necessities Trading Company today and pick up a gift, something new for your house, or a cup of coffee. That's Bare Necessities Trading Company, located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's.
Tim Parrish back here at Potlatch-Deltic Fields, top of the third inning. Daniel Jensen continues on the mound for the Lumberjacks, 48 pitches through 2 innings. Parker Hayden, who struck out swinging his first at bat, steps to the plate, batting that number 4 slot, takes a big swing at the first pitch for strike 1. On deck is Alex Cassidy, the DH. In the hole is Henry Larson. A 1 pitch, misses low and outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Parker. One pitch on the way. Called strike. That one a little up at the top of the zone there. 1-2 count to Hayden. Oh, and Daniel had him right where he wanted him. Then he plunks him in the side, puts him on base with a hit by pitch. So runner on first. That'll bring up Alex Cassidy. He was hit by pitch in his first at bat. On deck is Henry Larson. In the hole is Levi Brown. No outs for the Wildcats. Runner on first. First pitch, nice looking kind of curve ball there by Jensen. Called strike. 0-1 pitch on the way, fouled back, strike 2. Oh, 2 count now to Cassidy. 0-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll put Cassidy back to the dugout with 1 out. Brings up Henry Larson, struck out swinging his first at bat. First pitch comes across high. 1 ball, no strikes to Larson. On deck is Levi Brown. In the hole, Bob Litticoat for the Wildcats. Fake the no, they did throw it over to first. I think the Lumberjacks got lucky that actually, I think, kind of hit the runner and got knocked down right at the bag. 1-0 count to Larson. Daniel Jensen the pitch. Inside and tight. Making Larson kind of duck out of there a little bit. 2-0 count now to Larson. No outs for the Wildcats. Top of the third inning. Runner on first. St. Mary's leads 6-2. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike one. They're going to try the throw down to first. Got the throw down there. Parker Hayden almost fell off the bag, but was able to keep his foot on there. Good throw from Santana down to Hammonds at first base. Two-one count now to Larson. Hayden takes the lead off of first. 1 out. Top of the third. Pitch on the way. That one misses outside. 3-1 count to Larson. Next pitch. Swung on. Fouled off. That'll run the count full. 3-2 now to Larson. Three-two pitch. Chopping ground ball to the third baseman. He's going to scoop it. Can he get it to there in time? No, it's going to be an error. He throws it too short. See what happens here. I think they're going to hold everybody up. That'll put runners on second and third for the Wildcats on the first error for the Lumberjacks. Would have been a close play at first, but brings up Levi Brown with 1 out. That pitch is low and outside. Nice stop again by Jensen Santana behind home plate. Got to remember, you got a brother pitching to a brother here. So it's a 1-0 count to Brown with 1 out. Runners on second and third. That pitch is going to be a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch on the way. High outside. 2-1 count. And I think Santana trying to bait the runner a little bit there, kind of tried to look like he actually didn't catch that ball and spun around real quick and looked at third base, and the third base of the runner was like, no, I'm not falling for that one. That one's going to be low and outside. 3-1 count now to Brown. Three-one pitch. Outside corner, strike 2. Levi thought about swinging at it. He was caught looking in his first at bat. He was the one that took 3 straight strikes, and I think he thought that last one was outside. That one going to catch him looking again, almost that same location on the outside corner. Strike 3. And that'll send Levi back to the dugout. It'll bring up Bob Litticoat with 2 outs and runners at second and third. Can St. Mary's get themselves out of this little jam they've got themselves in with runners at second and third? Litticoat did it a single into right field earlier. First pitch going to be a called strike. On deck will be McDonald if Litticoat can get on. Next pitch, low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Litticoat. One pitch on the way. That'll be lifted into center field. Chris Brousseau is searching for it. It's going to get over the top of Brousseau's head as he misplays that with a little bit, and 2 runs will come across for the Wildcats on the 2 RBI. I'm going to call it a stubble. I'm not sure that Brousseau actually touched that ball, and usually most time I've been told that if the builder doesn't touch it, it's not necessarily an error. I guess it's still kind of up to the discretion of the person putting it in for stats, I guess. But so 2 runs come across for the Wildcats. That cuts the score 6-4 in favor of St. Mary's. Brings up Radley McDonald with 2 down. Runner on second base for the Wildcats. Radley would be the tying run for the Wildcats. And Jensen steps off the bat or the rubber real quick. Be the top of the order to Nosworthy if McDonald gets on. Takes a swing at that first pitch, fouls it back for strike 1. Oh, 1 count to McDonald. Lidico takes his lead. That pitch comes across low. 1 ball, 1 strike. If just that breeze would die down just enough, when it picks up to a little bit higher miles per hour on that breeze, it gets kind of cold. That pitch is going to miss outside. But when it dies down to just a breeze, it feels really nice out. 2-1 count to McDonald. Next pitch. That'll catch the outside corner. 2-2 count now to Radley. 2-2 pitch on the way. Oh, just outside, I guess. And they're wanting to check to see if Radley went around. He didn't get around on the swing. Full count to Radley McDonald. Good job of checking up on that pitch. That's going to be a called strike, though, and they'll catch him looking. And that will retire the sides. The Wildcats, though, do put 2 runs across on 1 hit. There was 1 Lumberjack error, 1 left on base. Into the bottom of the 3rd inning, we've got the Lumberjacks up 6-4 over the Wildcats with, let's see here, it's Santana Jensen, Jordan Hammonds, and Harlan Baker next up for St. Mary's.
Spring is here in St. Mary's, and the deals are blooming at the Country Fair. Score big with 75% off select winter jackets and 50% off all winter fashion while it lasts. Then step into spring with fresh dresses, new looks for men, women, and kids, plus toys and sporting goods for the whole family. It's the perfect time to save big and gear up for the season right on Main Street in St. Mary's. Country Fair, big savings, fresh styles, hometown pride. Get it before it's gone.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
And we are back. I think we've had a defensive change for the Wildcats as Blake Rose goes out to second base. And Maddox Allen, I think, is out of play at the moment. Leading off for St. Mary's in that number 5 slot will be Santana Jensen. Struck out swinging his first at bat. On deck, Jordan Hammonds. In the hole, Harlan Baker. St. Mary's so far 5 hits today. Called strike. Nice looking pitch from Larson on that first one. Bat's been a little more active for St. Mary's today with 5 hits so far. That one will be fouled back. Count is 0-2. And it's funny, whenever you get any foul ball hit anywhere towards the parking lot, everybody's heads turn to see if anybody's going to get hit. 0-2 count to Jensen. That one's going to be up high over the top of his head. 1 ball, 2 strikes. to Santana. One-two pitch on the way. High and outside evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Larson is at 44 pitches so far. Next pitch. Swing, ground ball to the shortstop. Charging at his grass camp. He's going to try to get the throw to first. He will get it there in time. That was a tough play somewhat because it wasn't a really hard hit grounder. It took a little bit to get to the shortstop. Grasscamp had to charge up on it to get there and then was able to get the throw to Brown in time for the first out of the inning. Brings up Jordan Hammonds. He struck out swinging his first at bat. On deck is Baker. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1 to Jordan Hammonds. 0-1 pitch on the way. High and inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch from Larson on the way. Big swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2 count now to Hammonds. One-two pitch. He'll get a piece of that one and foul it off. Count remains 1-2 to Hammonds. Good job on that, protecting that. Larson has been fairly effective, only 50 pitches basically. Jensen a little bit higher there, 76 total pitches for him. A little bit high on that pitch. Will be ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Hammonds. That one was, I was keeping an eye on that umpire because that was a good looking pitch. 2-2 count on the way. Swing and I think he just got a piece of it. Good job by Jordan getting a piece of that to protect his at bat. 6 pitches to Hammonds so far. I think one of the best battles I've seen. It's been quite a few years. I don't remember who it was for St. Mary's. Might have been one of the different teams. It was like 15 pitches that somebody took. Inside and low. Runs the count full to Hammonds. Good battle here. Let's see who's going to win it. 3-2 count to Hammonds. Larson looking in. Gets his signals from Nosworth. Pitch on the way. Gonna miss low, and Hammonds earns himself a walk with a good patient at bat. 1 out, runner at first for the Lumberjacks brings up Baker. Baker hit a triple into left field earlier, or right field. Nantel will be on deck. Mitchell in the hole for St. Mary's. First pitch to Baker. I don't know where that one missed, but it might have been just low. It looked like it was on an inside corner, but it's going to be ball 1 to Baker. Larson fakes kind of the throw over to first. Now steps back on the rubber, checks first base, the pitch on the way. That one's high inside for ball 2. I heard somebody from the Lumberjack dugout, I think, yelling, "Eat it." That one was kind of chin music. I wouldn't have wanted to stick my nose in there on that one. 2 balls, no strikes to Baker. Next pitch on the way. High as well. Baker ahead in the count, 3-0 to Larson. Larson looks in, gets his signals from Nosworthy. Checks first base, looks back into his catcher. Set, the pitch on the way. High and outside. 4 pitches, 4 balls, and that'll send Baker down to first. Brings up Nantel. Nantel reached on an error, and the coach for the Wildcats going to head on out to his pitcher. See if he's making a change or not. It's only 57 pitches for Larson. So it does look like we're going to see a change in the pitching mound. We're going to have Grasscamp come into pitch. He's going to take some warm-ups. We'll take a break. We'll come back.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24 plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump. And we are back. It'll be Grasscamp taking the place of Larson on the bump, and Larson struck out 3 Lumberjacks. He had 5 hits, 2 walks, 3 earned runs in the contest. Larson will go out to shortstop. Lumberjacks have 1 out, runners on first and second. Mantell to the plate. He reached on an error in his first at bat. First pitch from Grasscamp. Up high for ball 1. Got to figure out this new pitcher, of course. You got to kind of see his levels and his movement and what he's got. You kind of try to do that when they're warming up, but it's still probably not the same as when you're actually in that batter's box. 1-0 count. Grasscamp's next pitch. Nice looking pitch, and Sawyer's not going to be able to lay off on it. Might have been a little high in the zone, but it was too close to not swing at, and it'll be strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nantel. Lumberjacks lead 6-4. They'd love to get a couple more runs across. That'll be a ground ball right back at the pitcher. They will try to hit the double play. They won't get it, but they will get Harlan at second on the fielder's choice.
Go, Coyotes, base hit.
That'll bring up Cody Mitchell with 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Mitchell hit a single over to the second baseman. First pitch misses up high for ball 1. Again, St. Mary's would love to get a couple more runs across here to re-stretch that lead out a little bit. St. Mary's leads 6-4 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Outside low, ball 2. 2-0 count to Cody. Grasscamp's next pitch on the way. That got him in the leg, and that'll be a hit by pitch and load the bases up. Top of the order for the Lumberjacks, Peyton Lingo to the plate. He hit a double into right field earlier and then reached on an error. Got an opportunity here with 2 outs to drive in a few runs. Wait for that first pitch to Lingo. Runners take their leads. First pitch to Lingo, high and outside, ball one. JV will be playing later after this varsity game. Should be about 4 o'clock for that. 1-0 pitch on the way. Swing, hit right back to the pitcher, and it's going to get past the shortstop as well. That ball taking a hop out there. And Lingo will get a 2 RBI single. Lumberjacks will get the 2 runs back that they gave up earlier on a hard grounder up the middle. Two outs, 2 runs across for St. Mary's in the bottom of third, gives them an 8-4 advantage. Daniel Jensen to the plate, a fly out and a single in his first 2 at-bats. First pitch is low and outside. Good job by Nosworthy, being able to get his glove out there and stop that ball. Didn't happen. I forgot to look at Nosworthy's ERA on the season. I think he's pitched a little bit already this year. 7. He has a 7 earned run average. That pitch, I think, missed outside for 2 balls. 2 balls, no strikes to Daniel Jensen. On deck for St. Mary's is Durham. That one again low and outside. That pitch is going to be a called strike. 3-1 count now to Jensen. Waiting for the next pitch for Grasscamp. Yep, they're going to try to throw over to second base to catch Cody Mitchell off the bag. Mitchell able to get back on. Count remains 3-1 to Daniel. 3-1 pitch from Nosworthy on the way. Big cut on that one. Strike 2. That pitch almost seemed like it was way inside, but I'm not sure. Runs the count full to Jensen. Now he needs to protect. Next pitch. Called strike 3. A little bit of a delay on getting the call, but that'll retire the side. St. Mary's does get 2 runs on 1 hit. There was no errors, 2 left on base. Another pretty good inning for St. Mary's. They lead 8-4 over the Wildcats going into the top of the 4th. And for Kellogg, it should be the top of the order. It's going to be Nosworthy, I believe Rose, if he's taking Maddox's place in the batting order, and Grasscamp, the next 3 up for the Wildcats.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
And we are back. Trying to keep my iPad is losing charge fairly quickly, which is slightly concerning. We got 35% battery life. Yeah, we're only in the top of the 4th inning. I believe my stream is still live. Okay, so Nosworthy steps in. First pitch, I believe, is ball one. And that is not Nosworthy. Actually, that is number 3. That is I don't know how we're on Radley. Oh, I don't know what happened here, but for some reason it says we should be on Nosworthy, but they've got Radley up there. Radley's going to hit that to the second baseman. The throw to first is not going to be in time.
Ball's right there.
I got to figure out how to get this lineup corrected here. Not wanting to substitute him because that's not right. Radley jammed his foot a little bit there, I think, on that. Maybe that works. Oh. Well, I'm going to have to do it this way. So I'll call it a hit single. Now I've got to really go through and going to have to change my batter every time because something has got goofed up here, and we've got unless Bradley isn't number 3. Let me check my lineup card. No, Nosworthy is number 3, so I can undo all that I just messed up.
Catch.
So that was Nosworthy that got on base. Then it was Maddox Allen who just took 3 strikes. I was looking at the numbers. I didn't realize I had my jersey numbers wrong from Max Preps. That first pitch from Grasscamp is going to be smoked out into left field, and it'll go under the fence, so it's out of play. So it'll be a double for Grasscamp. I think it went over. I think that one went under the fence. So 1 out. Brings up Parker Hayden with Nosworthy at third. Grasscamp, and actually I think they put in a runner for Nosworthy because he had jammed his foot when he came in. I'm not sure who that runner is. Brings up Parker Hayden with 1 out. Runners at second and third for the Wildcats. First pitch, chopping third base, chopping ground ball down the third baseline, foul. 0-1 count to Parker Hayden. Oh, we lost our stream again. Oh, wait, maybe not. Still there? I don't think it is. That one was inside. I think they might have called a balk. Not sure. They got something on Daniel. Brought a run across. Coach Lounsbury wanted an explanation from the umpire. That's a ball. I believe we have a 2 ball, 1 strike count to Parker Hayden. Scores 5-8 after 1 run comes across for the Wildcats on what was called a balk on Jensen. Jensen up to 86 pitches in this contest. 2-1 count to Hayden with 1 out. That is going to be fouled off down that third base side. That'll be strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Yesterday, our online HD, sideline HD worked pretty good all the way through the day. Only dropped out, I think, once. That pitch is going to get into swing on one that came inside, strike 3. And that'll retire Hayden to the dugout. That'll bring up the DH, Alex Cassidy. He has a hit by pitch and a strikeout swinging. But we had yesterday pretty good results with the sideline HD app. Today, it's giving us a little bit of trouble. And it might just be internet connection. First pitch is low and outside to Cassidy for ball 1. Next pitch misses, I think, for ball 2. 90 pitches now for Jensen. That pitch misses low as well. The 3-0 count to Cassidy. That pitch will be a called strike. 3-1 count to Cassidy now. That one will be a ground ball to the second baseman. That is Nantel. The throw to first will be in time, and that'll be 3 outs on the ground out. That'll retire the sides. The Wildcats do get 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. The score going into the bottom of the 4th, it's 8-5 in favor of the Lumberjacks, and we'll be right back. I'm not sure who's going to come out to pitch. Grasscamp came up a little bit hurt, it looked like, after that earlier hit and run, but I think he is still out there on the mound. So for St. Mary's, will be Durham, Brousseau, and Santana Jensen when we return.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories, like Brett on the way to his wedding when a flat tire left him stranded. The clock was ticking, his bride waiting. He made 1 call, and a Les Schwab service truck was there to save the day. Brett was back on the road and off to say, I do. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires, our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
Yeah, we are back. We are having a few issues with the Sideline HD app. So if you are watching that, if it goes down too many more times, we may just kind of let it go. I'm not sure. First pitch to William Durham is going to come across as a called strike. You can find the game on our YouTube audio stream as well. Link is on our page. So as a last resort, if this doesn't want to work, you can go pick it up there. Next pitch is also a called strike to Durham. Durham had a triple in his first at bat, reached on an error in his second at bat. That one is going to get a piece of him, and he'll head down with a hit by pitch. That'll bring up Chris Brousseau. Brousseau struck out swinging and struck out a fly out. And I cannot for the life of me keep sideline HD going for us. First pitch is going to be a ball. William Durham will steal the second base. Next pitch, swing and a miss for that one for Brousseau. Strike one. My last try on sideline HD. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brousseau. That one's going to get him, and that'll send Brousseau down to first base with a hit by pitch. So no outs and runners at first and second brings up Santana Jensen. Jensen is a strikeout swinging and a ground out in his first 2 at bats. On deck is Jordan Hammonds. In the hole is Baker. First pitch is a called strike. St. Mary's holds on to a 3-run advantage, 8-5, and that one Jensen took a swing at. I don't think the ball actually hit the bat. It hit him, but it's still going to be considered a foul ball, strike 2. I think it hit him. Oh, 2 count to Jensen. That one he's going to poke out to right field. And Jensen will be on safe, and a run will come across for the Lumberjacks as Durham will score from second. They're going to throw that in, and Santana's going to head over to second. Kind of reached for that one, got the poke out there into right field. Or I should say left field, I believe.
Same thing.
So runners at second and third with no outs brings up Jordan Hammonds. First pitch to Hammonds is a ball, low, gets back behind Nosworthy, but they can't advance anybody on that one. One ball, no strikes to Hammonds. Next pitch, called strike 1. 1-1 count to Jordan. On deck is Harlan Baker. In the hole is Sawyer Nantel. Next pitch, a swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That pitch will be a ball. Ball low. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Two pitch. High for ball 3. Full count, 3-2 pitch for Hammonds. It's going to be a strike 3 called. And that'll be out number 1. It'll bring up Baker. First pitch to Baker, ball 1. Next pitch is also a ball low. That pitch will be a called strike. 2-1 count to Baker. Had to make a quick post to our Facebook page because we're having some issues. Wanted to let people know that our Sideline HD app is giving us some struggles at the moment. Outside and low. 3-1 count to Baker. Runners on second and third for St. Mary's. Bottom of the fourth inning. Lumberjacks lead 9-5. 1 out. Runners at second and third. Next pitch. High and outside for ball 4. That'll bring up Nantel batting in the number 8 slot. And Cody Mitchell on deck. I don't know. First pitch is low for ball 1 to Nantel. One ball, no strike. They're going to try a throw over to third, and they got him. They cut the pickoff on Brousseau at third base. Next pitch to Sawyer up high. I believe we got 2 balls, no strikes. Nope, we've got, I guess, poor wireless connection again, or even trying to do it on Facebook. So we will call it good, I guess, on our bat.
Head down there.
Next pitch is high and outside. I think we've got a 3-1 count to Nantel. We do. Three-one pitch. He's going to pop that one out to the shortstop. The throw to first is not in time, I don't think. And Jensen with the belly flop slide across the bag to score from second. So 2 runs across. Cody Mitchell to the plate for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks take a 10-5 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Mitchell, going to be a called strike. I think one of my next things will be for some of these games out here is to bring our portable Starlink dish and try using that for our internet connection. That'll be a ground ball hit to the first baseman. It's going to get past the first baseman on a hop, and Mitchell's going to hold up at first for the base hit with an RBI. Hard hit grounder right down that first base line. Took a hop over the first baseman's glove. Brought in another run for the Lumberjacks. Advanced Nantel to third base. Puts runners on the corners with 2 outs for St. Mary's. A lot of St. Mary's runs have came in after having 2 outs here today. Brings up Peyton Lingo, top of the order. Double, reach on an error and a single. He is 2 for 2 tonight. Technically speaking, that's a high ball 1. Mitchell's going to take off for third or for second. They're going to try the throw down. It's not going to be there in time. And coming in for scoring is Nantel. I don't know if that's really a stolen base coming into second or coming to home or not, but Next pitch to Lingo is going to be outside for ball 2. That pitch is high and over the head of Lingo. 3-1 count to Lingo. That one he'll get a piece of and foul off. The count is now full. Three-two count to Peyton. Grasscamp sets up, looks into Nosworthy, checks the bags, looks over to second base. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that will retire the side. St. Mary's, though, comes up with 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors. 1 left on base for the Lumberjacks. And St. Mary's extends their lead 12-5 over the Wildcats going to the top of the 5th inning. And it'll be, I believe, Larson, Brown, and Litticoat coming up for the Wildcats when we return.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware, the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Buell Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Buell Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Buell Trucking.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
And we are back, and Daniel Jensen will retire from the mound. Going to pitch will be Chris Brousseau. Over to second base is Peyton Lingo. Jensen will go out to shortstop. William Durham will go to center field. Sawyer Nantel in left. Let's take a quick look and see. Daniel Jensen pitched for 4 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 3 hit batters. So not a bad outing for him. Brings up Henry Larson. First pitch is low in the dirt for ball 1 to Larson. Larson is 0 for 2. Strikeout swinging, reached on an error in his first 2 at bats. Next pitch, outside low, ball 1. Brousseau's got to find his groove. Might take a minute. 2-0 pitch on the way. That's going to be a called strike on the inside corner. On deck for the Wildcats is Levi Brown. In the hole is Bob Litticoat. 2-1 pitch. That's going to be a called strike. Oop. So it's a 2-2 count to Larson now. Top of the 5th, St. Mary's up 12-5, 7-run advantage for the Lumberjacks. 2-2 pitch. That one misses a little bit too low, I think. 3-2 runs the count full. Jensen, Santana goes out and talks to Brousseau real quick. Count is full, 3-2 to Larson. Pitch on the way. Leaves that elevated, and it'll be ball 4. Wildcats will get on base with a walk on that first one. Brings up Levi Brown, struck out looking both times in his first 2 at bats. Now he's got to face off against a different pitcher with a different area, a different look, different everything. Larson over at first for the Wildcats. On deck is Litticoat. He's going to take a swing at that first pitch. It's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. The throw to first is in time for the ground out. 5-3 put out from Baker to Hammonds. I think the Wildcat coach was maybe saying that it was a foul ball, but I'm not sure. Now he's going to talk the head umpire or the plate umpire, home plate umpire. Because really the home plate umpire is the one that has the view of that out. He was kind of appealing to the umpire out in the middle of the field. He can't see that very well. Call stays the same. 1 out on the ground out. Henry Larson over to second base for the Wildcats. Litticoat to the plate, a single and a double. He's 2 for 2. Steps into the batter's box, waiting for his first pitch from Brousseau. He has a hit to center field and a hit out to left field or right field. Takes a swing at that first pitch. Strike. The ball's going to get away from the pitcher or the catcher. Good throw by Jensen over to Baker, but just getting there in time is Larson. Oh, they changed them too. Okay. Going to get a foul ball on that next pitch. And I didn't notice that we also made a change at first base. Russell Brousseau is over there. So 0-2 count to Litticoat. Oh, that pitch comes across up high. 1-2 count to Litticoat with 1 out, runner on third. It'll be Radley McDonald on deck for the Wildcats. 1-2 pitch on the way. That is going to be a high foul ball. It is definitely in catchable territory, and Harlan Baker makes the catch for the out. That will have 2 outs now for the Wildcats. Brings up McDonald. McDonald was hit by pitches first at bat, caught looking in his second at bat. First pitch, chopping ground ball down the third baseline. It'll get foul. Strike 1 to Radley. That pitch is going to hit McDonald, so he'll be on with a hit by pitch. Second time today, I believe, right? So runners at the corners for the Wildcats. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, top of the order for the Wildcats is Nosworthy to the plate. I'll have to fix my numbers on my roster for Kellogg and for St. Mary's as well. I think the only one I got wrong in there is Nantel. Low and inside, ball 1. Kellogg's going to try to get the steal in, and they will.
3, go 3.
I might have been an error in there. Well, no, not really. McDonald ends up, they have the stolen base from first to second for McDonald. They throw down over there. They kind of get the cutoff guy for that's kind of out of place just a little bit. So they throw it home. Can't quite get the runner coming in there. And then they try to get it over to third in time to get McDonald at third, but they can't get that either.
Up front.
So that'll bring up Nosworthy, the lefty, and he's going to be hit by pitch. So he'll head to first. Runners at the corners again for the Wildcats with 2 outs. They will get a courtesy runner, 17 for 9. And I don't have a 17, so I'm not going to even worry about the courtesy number or courtesy runner at this point. Maddox Allen. So this is not Maddox. This is number 5. Blake Rose batting for Maddox Allen. First pitch is ball 1. Again, the Wildcats have runners at the corners. One run across here in the top of the 5th. Blown outside, ball 2. St. Mary's leads 12-6 over the Wildcats. Two-0 pitch to Blake Rose on the way. Low and outside. 3 balls, no strikes to Rose. Wildcats looking to try to load the bases up here. I didn't notice that Nosworthy's courtesy runner made it over to second on a stolen base. 3-0 count, pitch on the way. Outside corner, strike 1. The 3-1 pitch inside and low, ball 4. That'll load the bases with 2 outs for the Wildcats. It'll bring up, I believe, yes, it is still Grasscamp. Grasscamp hit a double his last at bat, had a triple in his first at bat, and grounded out in between. First pitch on the way. Outside. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Grasscamp. On deck is Parker Hayden, should be the right fielder. Santana taking a quick time out there to adjust his helmet or his mask, gets it back on, ready to go. 1 ball, no strikes to Grasscamp. 2 outs, bases loaded for the Wildcats. Next pitch to Grasscamp on the way. I thought about swinging, decided not to. Called strike 1 to Grasscamp. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch is up high, ball 2. 2-1 count now to Grasscamp. That pitch is outside. 3-1 now. 3-1 count to Preston. Preston waiting for that pitch. Rousseau looks in, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be low and outside. A little walk or run across for St. Mary's. Looks like Coach Lounsbury is going to go out and see his pitcher. We will take a break while they have the coaches visit.
Mitchell Excavation in Fernwood is a proud supporter of Lumberjack Sports. For all of your road building, site preparation needs, call Mitchell Excavation, 208-245-1160. Whether ditch digging for plumbing and electrical or home site preparation, Mitchell Excavation is the place to call. That's Mitchell Excavation in Fernwood, 208-245-1160. Mitchell Excavation says, go Lumberjacks.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work, M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back with the pitching change. Chris Brousseau goes over to third. Peyton Lingo goes to the pitching mound, and Harlan Baker goes to second base, I believe, for the Lumberjacks. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Kellogg. Top of the 5th inning, 2 runs across for the Wildcats. St. Mary's leads 12-2. Both teams have scored at least a run in each inning. Lumberjacks with 9 hits, Wildcats with 6. Lumberjacks just need 1 out to retire the sides. Parker Hayden, the right fielder, steps to the plate for Kellogg. He was 2 strikeouts and a hit by pitch for him. Got Nosworthy over at third, Rose at second, and Grasscamp at first for the Wildcats. That pitch will paint the outside corner for a strike 1 from Lingo. That pitch is going to be down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. One count to Hayden, Parker Hayden. Low outside. 2-1 count. Two 1 pitch on the way. That one will be wide and low. 3-1 count to Hayden. Three-one count to Hayden. Lingo, the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Runs the count full. Full count pitch on the way. That one's in the dirt, and it'll walk. Another run across for the Wildcats. 3 runs across here in the top of the 5th. 12-8, St. Mary's leads, but St. Mary's seeing that advantage slip away a little bit. Alex Cassidy up. Hit by pitch, struck out swinging, and a ground out for Cassidy. On deck is Larson for the Wildcats. Lingo's first pitch on the way. Called strike 1. Still bases loaded for the Wildcats. That pitch is going to miss high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one will be a ground ball up the middle. It'll get into the gap. It's going to bring in at least 1 run. Wildcats are going to try to score 2. And they will score 2 on the double by Cassidy. Wildcats clawing their way back into this one, no pun intended. Wildcats are within 2 now. 12-10 is the score here in the top of the 5th. Lumberjacks lead. Henry Larson reached on a walk in his last at bat, reached on an error in his second at bat, and his first at bat he struck out swinging. Called strike 1 on the first pitch to Larson. On deck is Levi Brown for the Wildcats. 5 runs across for the Wildcats here in this inning. It's the first inning they've put across that many runs, and that second pitch is a called strike as well. So they scored 1 in the first and second inning, 2 in the third inning, 1 in the fourth. Swing and a miss, drop third strike. Can they get the throw to first in time? Oh, no. The first baseman kind of lazily stuck his glove down there to try to grab that, and it goes right underneath. Tough one there for the Lumberjacks. An error there on the Lumberjacks. So we'll put runners at the corners, and Kellogg is 1 run from tying this up. St. Mary's had a 7-run advantage coming into the top of the 5th. Levi Brown to the plate, struck out looking twice, grounded out in his last at bat. Lingo. First pitch is a called strike to Brown. Go ahead run is sitting at second base for the Wildcats. Next pitch. That one's going to be low. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Brown. One ball, 1 strike. That pitch comes in. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Brown. St. Mary's needs to get out of this inning. That's going to be a called strike 3 on that third pitch. Caught him looking once again. That's the 3rd time he's been caught looking. Damage done, though, as the Wildcats come up with 6 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base for Kellogg. It is 11-12. St. Mary's leads by 1 as we head into the bottom of the 5th. See if the Lumberjacks can get some of those runs back. They will be at the number 2 slot. It'll be Daniel Jensen, William Durham, and Chris Brousseau batting when we return.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today. The name says it all. Taco About It. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco About It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from Triple X Feeds. Taco About It has too many tacos to list, so you will just have to try them all. Call in your order 208-582-8533 or just stop by. Taco About It, located across the street from Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's.
And we are back as the Lumberjacks have seen their lead, 7-run lead, dwindle to just 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Daniel Jensen will lead off for St. Mary's, a fly out, a single, and a strikeout looking for him. On deck will be William Durham. In the hole should be Chris Brousseau. Grasscamp continues on the mound, 47 pitches for him so far. First pitch, going to catch the inside corner, strike one. I thought that might have been a little high, but the umpire set strike one to Jensen. That pitch was high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One-two pitch, or the 1-1 pitch, strike, swing and a miss, strike 2. Big cut by Jensen. 1-2 count now. Big swing and a miss on that one. Kind of a pitch that tailed off at the end. He'll go down swinging, strike 3. 1 out, nobody on for the Lumberjacks. Brings up Will Durham. Will reached on a, well, not reached. He had a nice triple in his first at bat, then reached on an error, then got on by a hit by pitch. He is 1 for 2 today. That pitch is inside, just about clipping his thigh. 1 ball, no strikes to Durham. On deck is Brousseau. That's Chris. That one got on the elbow, I believe. Well, he'll be on with a hit by pitch. That'll bring in Chris Brousseau. Chris, strikeout, swinging, fly out, and a hit by pitch. On deck is Santana Jensen. In the hole, I believe, well, no, unless they switch the batting order up, but it was Jordan Hammonds, but Jordan was replaced at first, so they might change that. Tried the pick off from the pitcher to first base, not in time. Durham dives back to the bag. Gets his lead. Brousseau steps back into the box. Grasscamp checks his, well, that was a quick delivery, and it's going to hit Brousseau. Didn't even really set up much for that pitch, and Brousseau will wear that one. Looked like on the hip. That'll bring up Jensen, runners at first and second with a 1 out. Santana had a strikeout, swinging a ground out and a single in his first 3 at bats. Lumberjacks would like to re-extend this lead a little bit. That's going to be a swing and foul ball. Strike 1 to Santana. On deck, it does look like it's Russell Brousseau. In the hole is Baker. Grasscamp takes a look over to second base. The pitch on the way. Up high over the head of Jensen. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Santana. Next pitch on the way. That's going to be a called strike. Nice pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Santana has to protect now. Pitch on the way. And he does protect. He's going to put that into play out into center field. It's going to load the bases. Wildcats did a good job of getting that ball cut off and thrown in, not allowing anybody to score. Lumberjacks have bases loaded with just 1 out. brings up Russ Brousseau. His first at bat of the game. First pitch comes in up high for ball one. Wind picking up once again. 1-0 pitch on the way. Gonna foul that one back. 1 ball, 1 strike to Russell Brousseau. Braskamp doesn't really have to check the bags. Looks in, gets his calls from Nosworthy. The pitch on the way. That's a called strike. Nice pitch there. 1-2 count to Brousseau. And swing and a miss on that one will be strike 3. 2 outs for St. Mary's. Brings up Baker. Baker hit a triple his first at bat out into left field, I believe it is. Then he walked twice, and now real quick, we're going to get a coach's visit from the Wildcat head coach. There's a little strategy here, probably. With the bases loaded and Baker hitting that triple earlier, you don't want to necessarily give up a triple here. Quick visit to the mound. Coach Carlisle heads back to the dugout. Nosworthy back behind home plate. Baker steps in. A triple in his first at bat, 2 walks after that. St. Mary's coaches would love another triple out of Harlan here. That pitch is down in the dirt, ball 1. Lumberjacks dugout cheering their guys on. 1-0 pitch on the way, and that one's inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Harlan. On deck will be Nantel, I believe. In the hole is Mitchell. Down in the dirt, 3-0 count to Baker. Rio pitch on the way. That'll be down in the dirt, ball 4, and the Walker run across for the Lumberjacks. That'll bring up Nantel. Nantel reached on an error, a fielder's choice, and a single, and now Carlisle's going to go back out to his pitcher and might be making a pitching change. Will step away. When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, "Go Lumberjacks." If you know which side of a saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
Spring is sprung and Triple X Speeds in St. Mary's is ready to fulfill your spring needs. Fruit trees, shade trees, berry bushes are in stock and just waiting for you to plant them in your yard. Triple X Speeds also has lawn and gardening supplies, including seeds. And before I forget, the chicks are in, and new batches arrive every Friday now through the beginning of June. Triple X is also your 4-H headquarters for market turkeys. Stop by and talk to Nancy today. Triple X Feeds, 130 East College Avenue, St. Mary's.
And we are back. We have our pitching change. It is the sophomore of Tyler Fox for the Wildcats, 5.25 earned run average on the season. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Grasscamp went over to either shortstop or to third. And I think he actually went to shortstop. Larson might have went over to, I think Larson went to third base. So Nantel steps in for his at-bat against Tyler Fox. Cody Mitchell on deck. Most of Fox's pitches in warm-up were pretty wild. Going to get a first pitch called strike, though.
Yeah.
St. Mary's has 2 outs with the bases loaded. A prime opportunity here for the Lumberjacks to get some of those runs back that the Wildcats earned in the top of the 5th. St. Mary's has 1 run across, but only gives them a 2-run advantage. Swing and a miss at that pitch. Kind of a reach. Strike 2 to Nantel. He has to protect. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that'll retire the sides. St. Mary's had a good opportunity there, but they're only able to come up with 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base. St. Mary's nursing a 2-run advantage going into the top of the 6th inning. And it's going to be, of course, I believe Peyton Lingo pitching. And we've got the 8 batter, Bob Litticoat, Bradley McDonald, the number 9 slot, then back to the top of the order, Gabe Nosworthy when we return.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Joe Oil isn't just a fuel delivery company. They provide a much larger service than most people realize. St. Joe Oil can sell you a brand new Toyo oil stove and install it for you, and also keep your oil tank full. Not only that, St. Joe Oil plays a very critical role in our local industries. From logging to farming, St. Joe Oil keeps the fuel tanks full. From heating oil to off-road diesel and everything in between, call St. Joe Oil 208-245-2123. That's 208-245-2123. St. Joe Oil.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
And we are back. Bob Litticoat will step to the plate for the Wildcats, and Peyton Lingo on the mound. Litticoat a single, a double, and a fly out in his first 3 at-bats. On deck will be McDonald, then back to the top of the order. Best thing the Lumberjacks can have happen for him here is 3 quick outs. First pitch is a little bit low. I think it painted that outside corner, but I think it was low. Ball 1 to Litticoat. That pitch will be a foul ball, strike 1. 1-1 count to Litticoat.
Hustle.
Peyton Lingo has 18 pitches thrown in his first pitches. That is going to be hit deep center field, and that's going to pop over the fence for a double. Nice hit there by Litico out into left field. Brings up Radley McDonald. He was hit by pitch in his last at bat. Struck out looking, hit by pitch in his first at bat. I think it's Radley. Never know this late in the game. They start changing guys out here and there, so I'll wait for sure to see a jersey. Well, I know his jersey number, I think, says it's number 6. So this is number 9. Let's see who it is. That first pitch is a strike. No, that is Radley. Okay. Radley is number 9. Strike 1. Lingo takes a look to second. Next pitch. That one's going to be wild. A little wild. Ball. Liticote's going to get over to second. The throw is not going to get there in time. Good throw again by Santana. 1 ball, 1 strike to McDonald. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Fouls off the next pitch for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to McDonald. Lingo checks over to third. Pitch on the way. Down low, runs the count full, 3-2. Lingo gets his signals. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Strike 3, out number 1 for the Wildcats. Top of the order though for Kellogg. Brings up Nosworthy, batting that number. Let's change this up here and see if I can edit them. Number 3.
Oh, yeah! Yeah!
And there's going to be a little bit of a wild pitch there that I believe was a ball. That one gets away from the catcher, and Liticote's going to try to come in, but he's going to be picked off as Santana Jensen gets the flip to Lingo, and Lingo applies the tag to Liticote. So nobody on and 2 outs, and then it's going to be Radley. Was that Radley that just made that hit? Well, I don't know what happened. It just messed me up. My stuff just got all goofed up here. Okay.
Right at it, Kate. Let's go. It's back. Oh, God.
St. Mary's having a couple of issues there, but everybody's going to be safe off the Blake Rose hit. I was going to call a single. I don't think there was an error on any of that. They threw it in and a little miscue on the throw in, but there's no harm, no foul. Blake Rose with the single. Brings up Grasscamp for the Wildcats. 2 outs, nobody on. Or 2 outs, runners at first and second. No runs across so far in the top of the 6th. Swing and a miss for strike 1. That ball, they're going to try to get Nosworthy, but he's going to get over to third on the stolen base. The runners will advance on a kind of a wild pitch past ball there. 1 strike to Grasscamp. Next pitch. Going to foul that one off the handle of the bat. He's going to go 0-2 in the count. Once again, we got 2 outs. Runners at third and second for Kellogg. Grasscamp up with an 0-2 count. Lingo's pitch on the way. Lifted out into center field. Durham tracking it and makes the catch to retire the side on the high fly ball out into center field. And the Lumberjacks hold the Wildcats scoreless in the top of the 6th. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. The Lumberjacks still hold on to a 2-run advantage, 13-11 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. We've got the bottom of the order, Cody Mitchell, and then Peyton Lingo and Daniel Jensen coming up for the Lumberjacks when we return.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's.
And we are back. Cody Mitchell steps to the plate for St. Mary's. Cody has a single, a hit by pitch, and a single in his 3 plate appearances. On deck will be Lingo, the top of the order. St. Mary's leads 13-11. First pitch from Tyler Fox, high and outside. Ball 1 to Mitchell. Next pitch on the way. Oh, he just misses. I thought that was going to be in a strike. 2 balls, no strikes to Cody. Two-0 pitch on the way. High and outside. 3-0 count to Mitchell. The 3-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to miss up and out for ball 4. That'll bring up Lingo for St. Mary's. Struck out swinging his last at bat, but had a single, reached on an error, and a double. Double in his first at bat. Lingo waiting the first pitch from Fox. On the way. Left-handed pitcher. I didn't notice that. High. Going to swing at a kind of a high one. Strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch, low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lingo. Mitchell takes lead on first. Fox delivers. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch to swing at. Strike 2. 1-2 count now to Peyton. Jensen on deck. That's Daniel. And then William Durham in the hole for the Jacks. Next pitch. Oh, swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Lingo will go down swinging. 1 out. Runner at first for St. Mary's. We are in the bottom of the 6th. Jensen to the plate. Jensen flew out in his first at bat, hit a single, then 2 strikeouts since then. That one's outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch on the way. Called strike. Jensen thought about swinging at that one. Probably should have 1-2 or 1-1 the count. That was a nice pitch from Fox. 1-1 pitch on the way. Low outside. 2-1 count now to Jensen. One pitch on the way, high and outside, or 2-1 pitch. That's 3-1 now. Mitchell still over there on first base, gets his lead off. Fox looks into Nosworthy. 3-1 pitch on the way. In the dirt and outside, ball 4. That'll send Jensen down to first. 1 out, runners at second and first for St. Mary's. Brings up Durham. Durham 1 for 2, a triple in his first at bat. Reached on an error, then hit by pitch twice. On deck is Chris Brousseau. In the hole, I believe, is Santana Jensen. First pitch, Durham's going to take a swing at that one. Going to foul that one off into the parking lot for strike 1. From the reaction of the crowd, that one came really close to getting somebody's car. 0-1 count to Durham. That's going to hit him. So 3 straight at bats. He gets hit by pitch. Going to have a few bruises for Durham. That'll load the bases with 1 out. St. Mary's again with an opportunity to bring some runs in here. Get a little bit of breathing room from Kellogg before they go into the top of the 7th. Let's see if they can do it. Chris Brousseau, who was hit by pitch in his last at bat, steps to the plate. On deck is Jensen. St. Mary's has just 1 out. Fox looks in, gets his signals from Nosworthy. Doesn't have to check the bags as nobody's going anywhere. First pitch, nice, called strike on that outside corner. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Low outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Can't do that very well. Oh, she turned. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chris. Pitch on the way. Outside, ball 2. Two 1 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. It's a 3-1 count to Brousseau. That'll be a strike taken right across the middle. Runs the count full. Next pitch. Misses outside for ball 4. So Brousseau wins that battle. Brings a run across, and Coach Carlisle taking a look around, trying to see, I think, who he can. I don't know if he's going to make a pitching change, but it kind of looked like he was doing. Looking around saying, well, who am I going to bring up to pitch? Calling in his infield. We'll see if he makes any changes here. Might just go out and talk to Fox, settle him down. Tell him to throw some strikes. Up for the Lumberjacks will be Jensen. 1 out, bases still loaded. Santana struck out in his first at bat, grounded out in his second at bat. He's been 2 for 2 since then with 2 singles. No changes made, I don't believe. Been a high scoring game this afternoon. St. Mary's with a 14-11 advantage. Lumberjacks had a 7-run advantage in the top of the 5th. Kellogg put 6 runs across to bring this game within range. Been just kind of a pitching duel since then. Low on that pitch for ball 1 to Jensen. High and outside, ball 2. Two and a half hours for this game. JV was supposed to start already. That one's down in the dirt. 3-0 count to Jensen. The JV game might still start closer to 5. Three-zero pitch. Outside for ball 4. Brings another run across for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. Gives them a 4-run advantage, 15-11. Each team with 10 runs or 10 hits apiece. 5 errors by the Wildcats, 2 errors by St. Mary's. Kellogg has 10 left on base. St. Mary's with 7. Russell Brousseau struck out swinging his first at bat. That first pitch is going to be down in the dirt for ball 1. Bases loaded. Nobody really going anywhere on that one. Ball didn't get that far away from Nosworthy. Next pitch on the way. That one was low as well. Looked like a decent pitch, but a little bit too low in the zone. 2 balls, no strikes to Russell Brousseau. Arlen Baker on deck. Sawyer Nantel in the hole. Cody Mitchell on Sawyer. Yeah. Waiting. That's going to be a strike on the outside corner. 2-1 count to Brousseau. Two one pitch. That's a nice one too. Down the middle. Strike 2. 2-2 count. That one kind of tailed off. I think Russ thought that was going to stay high. Dropped down in the zone right at the end there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch quickly on the way, and that's going to miss outside. Runs the count full, 3-2 to Russ. Three-two pitch. Outside and high. And the Lumberjacks earn another run with a walk. Brings up Harlan Baker. I'm not sure how much longer the Wildcats will let Tyler continue on the mound. He's struggling a little bit. Baker walked his last 3 at bats, had a triple in his first at bat. First pitch is going to be a called strike. That's going to be a called strike outside corner. 0-2 count to Baker. Now he has to protect. Oh, Baker's going to get caught looking. Three straight strikes thrown to Baker. That'll bring up Sawyer Nantel. Struck out swinging his last at bat, hit a single previous to that. He's 1 for 4, reached on a fielder's choice and an error in his first 2 at bats. He's going to hit that first one. It's going to be a little blooper over the top of the first baseman. It'll bring at least 1 run in. They're going to call in a second run as coming in sliding is Jensen, and it'll be a 2 RBI hit for Nantel.
Somebody finally took it to right field.
St. Mary's has put 5 runs across here in the bottom of the 6th. Brings up Mitchell. Try the pickoff over to first. Not in time. Mantell dives back to the bag. First pitch, outside corner, strike one. Next pitch, outside ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch paints the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Mitchell. One, 2 pitch, low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Mitchell. Two pitch. High and inside. Runs the count full, 3-2 to Cody. Cody gets on. It'll be the back to the top of the order with Lingo. He's going to swing at that one. Miss it for strike 3, and it'll retire the side. St. Mary's comes up with 5 runs on 1 hit. No errors, 2 left on base. St. Mary's gives themselves a 7-run advantage into the top of the 7th. If they can just record 3 outs, they can finish this thing up here. Peyton Lingo continues on the mound. It'll be Parker Hayden, Alex Casti, and Henry Larson, the next 3 up for the Wildcats.
There's a new shop on Main Street in St. Mary's. It's a gift shop. It's a home decor shop. It's a jewelry shop. It's a shop of bare necessities. Bare Necessities Trading Company is located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's and has just about anything you could think of. From rocks and minerals to specialty foods, knives, and handcrafted soaps and lotions, there really is too much to list. So stop by at Bare Necessities Trading Company today and pick up a gift, something new for your house, or a cup of coffee. That's Bare Necessities Trading Company, located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's. Spring is here in St. Mary's and the deals are blooming at the Country Fair. Score big with 75% off select winter jackets and 50% off all winter fashion while it lasts. Then step into spring with fresh dresses, new looks for men, women, and kids, plus toys and sporting goods for the whole family. It's the perfect time to save big and gear up for the season right on Main Street in St. Mary's. Country Fair, big savings, fresh styles, hometown pride. Get it before it's gone.
And we are back. Top of the 7th. 3 outs will end the game in favor of the Lumberjacks. 6-7 runs will tie it back up for the Wildcats. Lingo continues on the mound with 30 pitches. First pitch, low for ball 1. Might be a tough selection today for the Taco Ballot player of the game. Low and outside, not starting good there for Peyton. 2-0 count to Parker Hayden. Next pitch, low and inside, ball 3. Three-0 count to Hayden. That one will be a called strike. See if he can fight his way back in here to the count from the pitcher's mound. Right now, Lingo behind 3-1. And that one's going to be a ball low. Brings up the DH, Alex Cassidy. Hit a double his last at bat. has the pencil bat. First pitch on the way. Called strike one. Oh, 1 count to Cassidy. Next pitch on the way. Ground ball. Going to be into the gap between third and shortstop. Be a base hit for Cassidy on the single. Ground ball into left field. Runners at first and second for Kellogg. Brings up Henry Larson. He reached on a drop third in his last at bat. Peyton checks the bags, looks in, gets his signals, checks the second base, the pitch again. Gonna square up the bunt. Gonna have the sack bunt. The throw is too high over to first. And Larson will reach on a error. And a run will score for the Lumberjacks. Trying to just knock down the sack bunt. Prime opportunity for St. Mary's to get the out.
All right.
And they end up with the runners at second and third off of an error and 1 run across for the Wildcats and no outs. Brings up Levi Brown. Levi struck out his first 2 at bats, then grounded out, then struck out again. And that is not right, because that is really weird, because we've got the number 6 batting right now for the Wildcats, and the number 6 is Tyler Fox. Okay, that's right.
Go.
I think we got 2 strikes to Fox. I forgot about that pitcher. That one's going to be out wide. Oh, I should have taken a picture. That was a wild pitch there on a ball. Run comes in. Runner advances to third. 2 runs across for the Wildcats with no outs.
Right at it, buddy.
They say 1-2 count. Next pitch on the way. Third strike to Fox. He's a lefty. Caught him looking. That brings up Liddycoat for the Wildcats. 1 out runner at third for Kellogg. That'll be lifted into left field. Mantell's going to make the catch. The runner's going to tag up. The throw is not going to be in time.
Come on, guys.
But we have an error on. Nope, they're going to. Oh, the runner. That was a runner that the guy that hit the ball, he thought he was still in play. The catch was made by Nantel out in left or right field. The runner scores from third, and it's 2 outs, nobody on. The Wildcats are within 4 runs. That'll be swung on by McDonald, fouled back for strike 1. 18-14 is the current score. That is a pretty high for a baseball game. That pitch is going to be low. 1 ball, 1 strike to McDonald. McDonald hit by pitch, struck out looking, hit by pitch, and struck out swinging. The law of averages says he gets hit by a pitch, but we'll see what happens. 1 ball, 1 strike Swing and a miss. Strike two to McDonald. One ball, two strikes, swing and a miss, strike three, and that's going to retire the sides and end the game. Lumberjacks will come away with the league win, 18-14 over Kellogg. We'll take a break and come back and wrap it up with some stats and the player of the game.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24 plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Yeah, we are back. St. Mary's weathers the storm from Kellogg and wins 18-14. Take a look at the scoring by inning here. First, starting with the Wildcats, they scored one run in the first and second innings. In the third inning, Kellogg put two across. In the fourth inning, Kellogg had one run. The floodgates kind of came open for Kellogg in the fifth as they scored 6 runs. St. Mary's able to keep the Wildcats from bringing a run across in the top of the sixth. In the top of the seventh, the Wildcats plated 3 runs, giving them 14 runs on 11 hits, 5 errors, and 10 left on base. St. Mary's, they had 2 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second, 2 runs in the third, 4 runs in the fourth, 1 run in the fifth, 5 runs in the bottom of the sixth, and of course didn't have to go to bat in the bottom of the seventh, giving them 18 runs on 11 hits, 3 errors, and 9 left on base for the Lumberjacks. Kellogg, let's see, hits-wise, Nosworthy had 2 hits, 3 runs. Allen had 1 hit. Braskamp had a run and 2 hits. Parker Hayden scored 3 runs with no hits. Alex Cassidy had a run on 2 hits. Henry Larson had 3 runs. Liddicoat had 3 hits and a run. McDonald had 1 run. And Blake Rose had a run and a hit. And then Tyler Fox had 1 at bat, and that's it for them. Looking at the Lumberjacks, pretty good day batting. St. Mary's batted .367. Peyton Lingo, 2 runs on 2 hits. He had a single, a double, and 3 RBIs. Daniel Jensen had 2 runs and a hit. He had a single and an RBI. William Durham, 1 hit, and that was a triple. Chris Brousseau had an RBI and a run on 2 no hits. Santana Jensen had 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 singles, and an RBI. Harlan Baker had a run, a hit, and a triple. He had 1 RBI. Sawyer Nantel, 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 singles, and 2 RBIs. And where are we at? Nantel. Now we're on Cody Mitchell, who had 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 singles. He had an RBI. And Russell Brousseau had an RBI for the Lumberjacks. So St. Mary's had 11 RBIs, 11 hits, 8 singles, 1 double, 2 triples in the contest. Lumberjacks struck out 12 times today, walked 9, and had 6 guys hit by pitch. Fielding wise, .893 was the fielding percentage. St. Mary's had 21 putouts on 4 assists, 4 stolen base attempt, I think. 1 passed ball. It's not saying the total chances that they had in this one. And that's the fielding. And the pitching side of things, Daniel Jensen pitched 4 innings. He struck out 10, had 6 hits allowed, 1 walk, 3 hit batters, an earned run average of 5.25 with 3 earned runs in his 4 innings. Chris Brousseau pitched for just a little bit over half an inning. No strikeouts for him, 3 walks, and no 2 hit batters. Peyton Lingo comes in. I think he actually may get a save in this one. And Lingo had 15 batters faced, 5 strikeouts, 5 hits, 2 walks, no hit batters. So that's a look at the stats. And I think I'm going to go with our Taco Bata player of the game today. I think we are going to go actually with Peyton Lingo, who had 3 RBIs on 2 hits with 2 runs scored. And he had a single and a double in the contest, not to mention coming in and had a little bit of a rough first little bit on the mound, but kind of straightened things out and was able to close things out. And I think he might even record a save with this game. So Peyton Lingo, the Taco Bata player of the game for today. And that's going to do it for us. Our broadcast, St. Mary's wins 18-14 over the Wildcats. I believe the next action for St. Mary's is on Monday, hosting the Priest River Spartans in a doubleheader. So we'll keep you up to date if that is the actual schedule. Let you know more as we go. And, well, we'll have to decide if we're going to do boys or girls. We might actually do boys that day because we are going to try to go to the girls' games up in Kellogg on Tuesday. So we'll, again, let you know as things get closer with that. But that's going to do it here for us from Potlatch Deltic Fields. Once again, 18-14 St. Mary's with the win over league opponent Kellogg. And we hope that you all have a great afternoon, great evening. You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjack!